What's up guys, it's HMK once again, and you know that it's hype time when it comes to the Game Awards coming very soon and the possibilities of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or I should say the sequel to the whatever yada yada. And of course, many Zelda fans are very excited at the possibility that Breath of the Wild 2 could show up at the Game Awards this year, even though we didn't get any type of taste or teaser in the past 2 years. But despite that, in previous outings, The Legend of Zelda, in terms of Breath of the Wild, has had a big home in the Game Awards beforehand. And I'm one of those advocates who believe that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to make some sort of appearance in some capacity at this year's Game Awards, mainly due to the fact that Breath of the Wild 2 seems to be on track with a release date for next year, 2022, and the fact that we got another trailer this year confirming that release date for next year. But despite all of the hope and hype, it seems that Geoff Keighley might be hyping up something very subtly for Breath of the Wild 2 to make some sort of insane appearance, thanks to two key elements that he's been sprinkling around on social media. So if you're down with the Zelda hype, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to HMK for more Zelda videos every week. And with that being said, let's dive directly into the noise. So the first little breadcrumb is a tweet by Geoff Keighley saying that he just saw the final cut of a Game Awards world premiere that they've been working on with a developer for 2.5 years, and that he's truly honored that he's been entrusted to share this work with the world. And you know, to clear the air, I've been seeing on social media that people are getting it twisted on the whole notion of a world premiere and what it really means. That a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer wouldn't be a world premiere because Breath of the Wild 2 was already announced. That's completely false, both in its definition and confirmed by Geoff Keighley himself. Because a world premiere would be anything that premieres to the world that is new, that's never been shown off before at the Game Awards or anywhere else for that matter. The Sephiroth trailer, new gameplay aspects of Breath of the Wild, the DLC for Breath of the Wild, they were all considered new world premieres that were never shown before that. And Geoff Keighley already stated that yes, there will be a ton of world premieres, both for new reveals and games that have been already announced. So I honestly don't know where this idea is getting twisted. Now that seems pretty up in the air about what it definitely could be, but going off the fact that Geoff Keighley was able to make certain reveals happen, and the fact that Breath of the Wild, the original Breath of the Wild, showed up multiple times at the Game Awards, I'm pretty sure Geoff Keighley has a very good relationship with Nintendo. And the fact that he said 2.5 years ago, that is literally around the timeline of the first reveal of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 back at E3 2019. He goes on to state that this coincides with the fact that he was able to go on a global scale to various video game developers back in the summer of 2019, and that he wasn't able to do so up until now, and we all know why. Which is something that's definitely considerable when it comes to the idea of Breath of the Wild 2's development. And of course, release date. And you know, Geoff Keighley says this every year, but he claims that this year is truly going to be a power-packed show. It's going to be wild. It's going to blow everything else out of proportion. He hypes up the Game Awards every year, but he says this year is going to be the one. And the fact that he says that he was entrusted to share this work with the world, I want to believe that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be a game of that caliber, to speak of that caliber. But now we go into another aspect that he seems to be hyping up on social media when it comes to specific anniversaries. So while hosting a Twitter space for the Game Awards, a follower of Geoff Keighley went up into the Twitter space and stated something along the lines of there being a lot of games with anniversaries this year, with 10, 20, and 35 specifically thrown out there. And as we all know, 35 years of Zelda. And they were wondering if some sort of hint could be given about possibly celebrating any one of those anniversaries at the Game Awards. And we all know one of those anniversaries is nudged to be Zelda or possibly Metroid. And Geoff Keighley says, yeah, there's gonna be some games with anniversaries that'll be a part of the show in some way. And this could be taken as a little bit of a hint towards The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, and others have been taking this as a hint for Metroid Prime 4, and that will be awesome too. Why not both? And I've seen a lot of people take this as the possibility of leading into the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, but I'm a little abrasive when it comes to the notion of Kingdom Hearts possibly being at the Game Awards, because that's never really happened before. I would love to be wrong, but it seems that Square Enix and Disney are going to be in charge of their own destinies for Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary next year, because from their announcement trailer, it seems that they want to be in the driver's seat. But hey, with that being said, I am truly a believer in Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards. Even though we didn't see anything the past 2 years, I understand why, but I do believe that Breath of the Wild 2 will make a huge appearance at the Game Awards. Something massive, maybe a name reveal, maybe a concise release quarter or anything like that. Something to truly set off the beginning of the press hype that will go into next year, leading into the release of the game in 2022. And despite some blunders before, Jeff Keighley really does bring home the bacon when he can. But like always, I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you truly believe that any of this could point towards the notion of Breath of the Wild 2 being a big deal at this year's Game Awards, which is happening December 9th. And don't worry, I'm going to be streaming the whole action as an official co-streamer of the Game Awards, so I hope to see you there when it goes down. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to HMK for all of the hype, and be sure to follow me on Twitch. Until the next Zelda video, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.